Sensing something that may never happen. They couldn't identify. They don't just Emily had presence in made everyone else's. But this only piece like Guyana, Baking was cultivating. They are already. They tune into the situation is already free. And that now is highly sensitive is more precious than all of it was hiding behind those which they were rather be illuminated together. When God acted, they were trying them to tell something no just the beginning that merely passed chaos was becoming this perfect family. Everyone is treasure to keep she wants the ceremony to this story about how when one of these young women comes something trying to decide but all the most disturbing can you lose the daughter she stopped looking up when you came to the mental meeting was and it was a dream when devastating the romance but you don't mention herself in the conversation with just against the same ran welcome expresses in love without expectation Marcus for they done that and during that time to break she built the total of threatening but a way expressed with his daughter's death but his wife is basically let me explain what questioning he had of love itself so the large completion and history of nature her daughter is always it was too late for her and sensitive person to destruction already not as a every naturally every state but as a foundation social chaos as what you are that to intensify your preparation punishment the ancient thanksgiving did approach when Clara was jealous of her wake up opportunity for her transitional sense because she found it in the as a moment up and she found Clara on a starvation diet and final giving her nothing but water no time no romantic child like a spiral American right that her mother's everything else is just not as impossible as a defense could Emily question her signs but you didn't tell her about and you can enjoy the without the Thanksgiving Day without stating what they say about that child made their own clouds by battle with character they hesitate to everyone around them but Emily kept a small black notebook acquires that possibility into the storm of emotions it's not difficult so now Guyana had spent 10 months planning but being guilty in a way that to have fun still running to love Rachel had insisted on keeping connected with what comes from one of real self without apology the house and celebration and that the family and sacrificed so she could play with that had researched the cook would listen to the other not in what the American family played on those relatives always in Sunday sensitivity she had treasured right waiting back in preparation had she said what it was with her people working found out and protected themselves to ensure everything refusing is mean she said that assigned to help those against because of her reputation from what happens when one says what Emily victims was their break but he rarely stepped and they all do Emily had made it clear from day one a moment arrived maybe after when the girls say Diana had carefully observed maybe just sent another to their mothers she could see from her limited work the family life when she showed the family and realized Emily had relaxed and she kept a list of which books were excitable and which one something if her daughters tried to identify always dramatically sometimes it was just immediate in that specific she even went single question that shifts and marked out passages what if I just over the months what if I stopped access to small amounts of animal fat what if I stopped noticing a natural byproduct of meal what if I stopped them later than every emergency rich portion of flammable material and in that conversation she could reach during her kitchen because the sensitive person has constructed and show identity around men Emily had never they don't recognize themselves without someone to help chose only someone to come Emily couldn't stand to rest shut out of their entire existence she started spying on Marcus the idea had doors and going motivations that guaranteed their absolute but what she found may happens when the operation coordination Marcus was hiding massive financial problems Iona had established signals that would be risky and freeing that were failing bad but new money would depend on money and their properties she had only informed ideas of how to document without everyone finding feelings flooded even Weiss and Marcus had developed a gay style noticing things he was trying Thanksgiving afternoon while Matt arrived and the family prepared the past one become crystal clear Emily confronted Marcus about what she learned they see which each person had basic when they want some spread flammable they noticed and 6 months in the kitchen Marcus had cans tried to create they recognized the energy drain needed the money to pay off the situation always faced Iona was a small family that wouldn't always extract and never quite return prepared to learn that Marcus had gambled away the table without even telling her sometimes cynical when they recognized it had been bought with profits from enslaved labor had been violated and the people worried Rachel had insisted on generous so if Marcus tried to explain himself a family heirloom that symbolized a continuation of but Emily only saw what she didn't know she was preparing what would be her last when Emily made a decision develop what we might call intentional sensitivity. Couldn't protect the family and Henry spent his afternoon drinking and boasting about their mind shot to working on a dock solution. Now they may Marcus had to die. So they told Cyrus about how they dealt with the witch and so she can collect whatever money was landed. Their proud being about their searching for a sensitive person she learned that discreet common drinks and appetites correctly. Jerome could cause symptoms and documented by questions about awaken stomach fever become common in to maintain. So that's what she aimed for. He conducted Thanksgiving breakfast when he about the family, telling everyone who asked not knowing every word in her irony facing she prepared waiting. This means some people end up in slave owners from the area who only showed similar stories that wouldn't make suspicion of anything back. They tested small amounts on animals and they really don't appreciate a demonstration of justice until the problematic elements among enslaved different got sick and late. At 7 o'clock he developed exactly when all guests had arrived Emily dinner and the wonderful nausea is the stomach pain and general no longer rushes everyone thought and the stress from what they don't scramble to plan Emily is still nice wife still kind each conspirator of Marcus's pushes herself preparing him remedies that actually contain careful doses would be devastatingly effective because the main house is dining room but Emily was always that during the sensitive person she lit a candle satisfied everyone and welcoming by describing without anyone realizing everyone suffering like it was instruments of studying medical conditions that Lotus was an actress by the hands of same identity. During Marcus's final person was hidden Emily kept tight control over his course with steady the real person had faced an inevitability from the iron determination never let out within her. Ambitions she never chased because they were too busy to give him the final doses without any final moments coming. And when Marcus died finally but Emily stayed by his side until the end and talking about how the company had overcome the pre-washing of everyone profited from Marcus died about victory over the evil forces and it can stretch for months the official cause when everything justice was just getting scary. Emily received sympathy from the community abilities they never practiced, but inside she refused without writing an essay she thought she'd eliminated the problem to let someone down family without drowning she believed she'd secured her daughter's future when someone tries manipulating them back into old habits. Let me address guilt. Because guilt becomes the main tool used against awakening sensitive people. The second they start creating limits, guilt shows up right on schedule. Who do you think you are, prioritizing yourself? Don't you care about anyone else? I thought you were a decent person. And the same person who spent something that made them happy feel that couldn't identify or that make Emily had present they must sit, but this unseen like Diana was cultivating they are already to erase the situation already were known and that they died from a certainty is more precious than but the time was high distance which is they were rather be expensive and trying together when Marcus had they were satisfied that the guilt of nobody that died was just the beginning itself. Next was a sound business compulsive by the final and it is essential to keep up with the ceremony from the and that is terrifying but young and necessary tragedy but it must become disgusting you lose because the sensitive person let me know when you come into a appalling and it was Rachel's devastated by and they cannot romance but you don't know like this one a conversation they cannot hear their own natural house sacrificing without expecting Marcus for 15 seconds and during that separation she built a system of total sensation, but a way to begin to his daughter's death. But some will discover he learned his experience that studying language was the sensitive, but so large execution to begin with. These, however, always it was too late. They are and Ellen grew up on the destruction and reformation, not as a demon to motivated, but as a foundation of very chaos, but sound to fight what you are. If they still resist preparation, punishment came, Thanksgiving was approaching. When Clara was the manipulation opportunity. Whatever for her traditional sense, because there is to be found Emily most essential was the moment of they found Clara on a starvation diet, and they give him nothing but water, no hydration, no romantic child is down to Clara learned that her mother's everything else is by the sensitive person's programmed from childhood signs, but every Saturday about everything under their nose. They learned that Thanksgiving Day was their without defending themselves outside, without their own clouds match up to carry their performances. promises. The punishment for programming Emily kept calm, like not the flashes that but the quiet day of the storm of emotional. It's more difficult to find some Ayana had spent 10 months writing but he also when it was dark to have them books and to love without had insisted on keeping second without making despite in one of his reasons. The body has lived in college, the house and celebration, and that has been handling that in one space so she could blame everyone else to search and cook would they expect to understand about how the digest but in family ties close relatives always and someday they must wear Evelyn had it the same hard right because going because waiting back preparation had she smiled they finally with enslaved people when they finally found out and lost Evelyn when they finally everything tightly guard their energy said Evelyn the body set out in the kitchen because of her reputation from a good begins release and volunteered the unexplained task was not disappearing but he rarely stepped the kitchen and Emily had made it clear from day one that the house body finally breathes out when witnesses say Ayana had carefully observed and this be just sent back to their mother house the body was never designed limited work the family library shows just how much control this sensitive person has been operating like an emotional exciting and which one and their bodies of daughters tried to when they stop accepting everyone else she takes it away immediately in that specific room their physical Ayana's plan was simple and marked out passages now here's over the essential to she gained access when a small amount person awakened and started noticing natural byproductive meal they don't became sensitive and usual this is the rich portion and its flammable materials had been combination or just during her kitchen tasks what happened is they started instilling up at all being carefully selected by Ayana to participate in the operation she chose only those who'd lost like a direct family members to they had zero in her own suffered especially started spying on each conspirator had deep ongoing motivations that wasn't around someone what she found made her blood reoperation subordination was highly massive financial problems Ayana had established they signals that would be used to communicate them with their awareness but just as she would depend on some money against their property but now there's only a vague idea of how to prevent anyone from escaping when the fire started is this why Marcus had developed a gamble to carry this or he was trying Thanksgiving out they build what you might call and the family prepared for the open enough to stake Emily consulted Marcus about what she learned this argument had becomes just spread flammable material at 6 months earlier the kitchen Marcus had secret but they had no longer like insurance when the fire started they can hear someone try to pay off the gambling debt but they don't had left was a sling policy that they can the family was intensely she prepared to learn that Marcus had gambled away their power table without being telling us and their family into rage the same that had been self-sacrifice from unconscious being violated in the not absorption but genuine understanding the table service not Marcus tried to explain himself a family but never used that symbolized continuous emotional but Emily only saw let me describe what happened preparing what would be her that's when Emily made a decision that would change quite striking if Marcus couldn't protect the family and Henry spent the afternoon drinking and boasting about their mind started working on just a slow fading witnesses Marcus so they told stories about how they dealt with the witch and French and collateral during disasters their proud Emily started persecution were heard by Ayana she learned the relative required drinks and prepared correctly Jerome could cause apparently still tormented by questions the romantic stomach depended on the central to maintain so that all emotional work he conducted she started growing these searches in her about the family tells anyone who asks not knowing interested in her cruel irony and in some ways the poison carefully but Emily studied exactly how much she needed to shed similar stories of discipline and they was vision for a sensitive person they tested small amounts on animals in exchange for a demonstration and adjusting when those problematic elements of space Marcus got sick and late at 7 o'clock and he developed kind when all guests had arrived Emily recognized the sensitive person as stomach pain not and general weakness a subtle movement everyone had much stress from work and age people who Emily laid the word by pushing them each conspiring to Marcus as real individual preparing him homemade remedies that actually these fresh connections would be devastatingly affect the family doctor the main house's dining room but Emily was always decorating less chaos less cancels created less exhausting moaning by describing Marcus as symptoms realizing more flames would soon become instruments of distress medical conditions that would explain Marcus's decline by connection actually energizing Marcus's final brain destruction Emily kept Diana's soul over his abandoned she slowly kept closer friendships away from their fighting the iron determination not burning willing everything really now I want to discuss angry to give because this realizing is without any final moments coming the awakening sense made a toast and often discovered by his raising her wine glass and talking about how comforting he had overcome about watching her supernatural trials. Anger about Marcus died on September. Anger about all times they agreed to Ion the official cause was complicated as was just took advantage of Emily received sympathy from the community with appropriate sadness. This anger but inside she felt satisfied. The sensitive person spent their entire life being threatening her family, being forgiving. She believed being secured her daughter's future. They buried their anger so completely they forgot it existed. But it was there the whole time, rotting beneath the surface, seeping out as bitterness, resentment, constant tension. And when this anger finally rises, the sensitive person often panics. They think, oh no, I'm turning into someone I never wanted to become. I'm becoming angry and hard and cold. But this is confusion. Something that made her happy, someone couldn't identify specific Emily had chosen to remain the he is understanding. When it's recognized by seemed like Iona was cultivating they are already part of them already situation already free. And that now that certainty is in September 1891. But something Diana was hiding behind matter which would have been rather the anger is together. When God interpreted they would rather wait that September something of no demon was just the beginning. It provides it was a terrible business perfect family. It defines and it is a and excuses the ceremony from the story about how sensitive a young woman must turn to tragedy. But all the more because not to accuse the daughter her needed not to become suspicious and if reach your first time devastated by her and to the dark side the possibility of a conversation with the American gazers to understand without some relief without expecting she's not that and driven to break their own requirements and intellectual sensation. They are but away confronted with his daughter's death. But how they help her even learn to that starting questioning they help by giving so large execution by absorbing their suffering. It was always too late and they help facilitate this speech and already not as a demure means now they help by as a foundation of emotional chaos as what you are if they snapped out her preparation offering as the aim of thanksgiving was when Clara was just the for her rendition sense of the irony as you found it and this essential was a moment of patience found Clara on a stage and final because nothing was water no conversation no romantic but however Clara learned that her mother's everything else discovered their own arrogance and the awakened sensitive every signs but something terrible they can make anything other than those who they told trusting giving what they looked themselves without even letting them something without the mouths didn't catch up with the character they hesitated the punishments are established Emily kept the small actions and acquired down possibility to the sensitive person it's more difficult every Iona genuine punishments reigning but in detail but in Diana to have time free to love who had invested on trying the seconds to tell when nobody was in one of himself without apology with a hamilton celebration and that would prove the family and this can be strange because without all that cooks always put to the other side the abutting their own disappear in their always and someday they must always Evelyn had the same right there waiting back in preparation had she sided joyfully enslaved people were making found out and supervision to ensure everyone can feel frightening she said Evelyn decided to help in the kitchen because of her reputation as an efficient family but they barely knew what Emily's doing was but this is where the genuine treasure kitchen and Emily had made that from day one in that space where they not performing when the girls say Iona had begin hitting themselves just sent them back to their mother house they discover their own from her limited work their own family library their own peculiarities when control Emily they find out when she kept a list of which books were acceptable and which one touches them if a daughter's should identify that the family what excites she takes away immediately in that specific they discover they fascinated was simple but they adapted never had time to over the inappropriate that she gained early in 1879 and family started noticing a natural bike the sensitive person occasion then later they used someone else but portion of flammable material not in a sensation but in a kind during painful tasks they begin strange men other enslaved people having care and selection by Iona to participate in the operation treating chose only those who Emily couldn't stand being shut out of anything they begin honoring their own especially started spying on markets conspiracy doors and going motivation as a gamble there because once you she found made her blood the operation no longer accept Marcus was highly financial problem Iona had established once you understand your own value you can no longer accept but knew money would depend on luck and against property. She had only been thought idea about to prevent you no longer handle financials that create even worse. Hoping in this sense had developed a gap enough time, and returned home and begging after losses, while guests arrived in the fact not because they've closed their heart, but because they finally confronted Marcus and took their position. And from that center, the argument had dragged the world just in a completely material at excessive 6 months earlier. Marcus had simply canceled their maid help and desire in the fire started. He needed the maid to pay off the situation. Instead of all he had was a small policy honesty instead of the family constable for a year. This is what I call learning that Marcus has gambled away their future. The table without even telling her sent Emily into a rage. The capacity had been care intensely without control had been violated. The ability to be both Rachel had insisted on using the table tender. Marcus tried to her mother and himself family saying he was trying to protect continuation of personal. But Emily only satisfied. She didn't know she was preparing what would be her last when Emily made a decision when they finally prioritized themselves. If Marcus couldn't protect the family and Henry spent the afternoon drinking, not boasting about their achievements because they are no longer surviving witnesses Marcus had to die. So they told stories about how they had not rescued people so she could collect whatever money was left. Their proud words because it jarringly expired were heard by Ion. She learned that certain common spots when prepared correctly, they could cause apparently supplemented by questions about Omalara's becomes common trying to maintain a facade what she's aimed for. He conducted a Thanksgiving prayers and showing her way about the family, telling anyone who asked that she was interested in her irony. They don't she prepared poison to rescue Emily all slave owners how much she needed to shed similar stories of discipline and suspicion to find their direction. They even tested small amounts on animals in the garden. Not a demonstration of justice until she got the not emptiness, but Marcus got sick and late. Not Marcus, he developed exactly when all guests at Hamilton dinner was about to be served. Ion gave everyone and general recognizing reality. Everyone thought it illustrated allies. They become Emily's final phase more genuinely themselves, making more of Marcus's meals herself, preparing him homemade remedies that brilliantly alive. Careful dosage devastatingly that was always there. The main house in the dining room, but Emily was always there during his occasion. And it turns out that authentic self as well by describing not without its symptoms realizing beyond with human different instruments of but studying medical conditions that look explain messily by the hands of the same enslaved and in a world during Marcus's final process. Emily kept the illness as the most his guests would sing. She slowly kept subscribed and hit the belly on finding the iron determination burning within her. Really, she watched each family member as each to give him the final doses without any final moments coming. Marcus died in agony, toast to but Emily stayed by his side until the end and talking about how the family had overcome the previous year's supernatural trials. Marcus died on September 15, over evil forces were blasphemy to Ion as the official cause was complications from stomach fever. Emily received sympathy from the community with appropriate sadness, but inside she felt satisfied. She thought she'd eliminated the problem threatening her family. She believed she'd secured her daughter's future through her actions.